stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So type 1 diabetic, blood sugars, roller coaster. I have a hard time controlling them with diet and exercise. I didn't notice before yesterday about how I could not feel my feet. I mean, I could feel hot and cold, but I never really noticed that they were actually numb and asleep and not able to feel anything. And after my treatment yesterday or last night, I could feel my feet waking up. In fact, I felt warm spots. They actually felt more tingling, like a numb, like when you sit on your leg and it's numb and it's waking up. I felt that. And also I had a low blood sugar in the middle of the night, which is unusual for me to have a drop in blood sugar without taking extra insulin or doing anything out of the ordinary. And so just in one 24-hour treatment, actually 2 treatments yesterday, after the last evening one, I noticed a difference in my ability, just my circulation in general, and I could feel my actual feet waking up. And it's I worked out this morning, and when I normally do sit-ups and I lay on the ground, it's like I go like this from my hips up. There's a stiffness in my lower back. And I noticed when I did my sit-ups this morning, even when I do this right now, my whole lower back actually bends. I could feel it like each vertebrae actually moving, which I can't remember ever feeling that for as long as I've been doing sit-ups or working out. So that was another amazing point from this morning. Well, I mean, so far, the sensation in my feet, I haven't had sensation in my feet. I didn't even know that I didn't have sensation in my feet. I thought what I felt was normal. Just walking around, and of course I have diabetes, and they talk about nerve damage. I had my feet checked, and they run the little spiky thing on it, and it's like I can feel it. They're like, well, you don't have a lot of complications, blah, blah, blah. But then when I came here, it's kind of like, okay, so we started running the machine after the second day, and I'm like getting burning, and hot spots, and cold spots, and like it's waking up, kind of like this feeling, this sensation. And last night, I was walking by the pool of our hotel, and there's little rocks on the, not rocks, but it's like a rocky type of a surface. And I'm walking on it, I'm like, I would have walked on it before, all the way back and forth, and would have probably, I could have cut myself or whatever, never even known. And I'm walking, and I'm going, ow. I mean, it was really intense pain. Sensation, just a sensation of like, oh wow, I can feel my feet and my toes. I can move my toes and feel each one of my toes. Where before it was just like a massive movement. Just kind of like I knew they moved, but I can feel each one of them.
And what's happened with your use of insulin in this week?
I've dropped my insulin over 20 units a day.
Out of
50.
Out of
units.
50, you dropped 20?
Yeah.
So we're
probably
at
in half. Probably I've done about 45 because I have a sliding scale.
Mm-hmm.
But I've dropped over half the amount of insulin, and I've had low blood sugars. When I do the hands on the machine, I'll fall asleep a little bit, but I wake up and I'm like, I feel like I'm having a low blood sugar. I test myself and it's like 70 or 80, and I have to have a snack. Overnight, my fasting blood sugars, my first day here was 300. It was 2 something the next day. And I lowered my insulin by 5 units. The next day I lowered it by 10 units in the evening. And it was 185, and this morning it was 160. And I only took 15 units of insulin last night before I went to bed, where I usually take about 25.